Welcome to the SoberQ podcast.
Hi, my name's Guy, and I've been asked to share on the topic of how have we made financial amends. This is a kind of a tricky topic for me because financially I had a lot less of a problem than a lot of other alcoholics. I was one of those so-called functional alcoholics that was pulling down a very good income, living a pretty good lifestyle, flying around the world in a sort of like as an executive in IT. And I thought I was pretty smart, even though I kind of knew I was an alcoholic. I felt that because I was functional, I was kind of like a sort of a better grade of alcoholic or somehow that it excused me. But it did mean that I didn't end up having to borrow money off anyone or rip anyone off or any of the other things that sometimes happen. What I didn't realise at the time, and I only realised when I sobered up, was what a gamble I was playing with other people's lives. The repercussions of an alcoholic's life spreads to their immediate family, obviously, and to friends. And if you're in a sort of a position of any sort of responsibility in a company or in the economy, then the repercussions of you being an alcoholic potentially spread to everyone you're working with. And in my case, I had a team of, at one point, probably 100 people, most of whom were working here in Melbourne, who were kind of my responsibility, and I was just about to screw the whole thing up, frankly, at which point my financial amends would have been massive. I could have, as a result of an alcoholic failure, caused people to lose their jobs and worse. And so even though I sort of escaped from having to sort of make financial amends to everyone, it was just by dumb luck, because I think anyone who's sort of like thought themselves to be a functional alcoholic when they're drinking realises when they sobered up that they were far from functional, living a sort of a facade of functionality, kind of like scraping through, feeling pretty smug and smart about it, maybe feeling sort of cunning and so forth, but really, one misstep away from absolute catastrophe at any moment. It's a bit like, I think, drinking a lot and driving a car and never having a crash. It doesn't mean that you may have gotten away with it, but it's just a result of throwing a dice many times and having it luckily come up, the right number. So I know that's not exactly the financial amends story, but it's my story and it's all I've really got. So thanks for letting me share.
If you would like to share your experience on a recovery question, visit the SoberQ podcast website at soberq.com. Thanks for listening.